Good morning, and welcome back to Morning Strategy, where we slow down, think clearly, and lead intentionally. Grab your coffee, settle in, and take these next few minutes for yourself. This is your daily moment to pause, plan, and focus on what truly matters. Because successful days start with clarity. This is Season 3, Episode 10, and today we're talking about something every woman in leadership has felt at some point. Execution that feels chaotic instead of clear. You know the feeling. You're busy all day. You're making progress, technically. But by the end of it, you're exhausted, and not entirely sure you moved the right things forward. Today's episode is about shifting how we execute. Less scrambling. Less noise. More clarity, focus, and confidence. So let's talk about how to execute like a leader, not a firefighter. Let's normalize something first. Most chaos at work isn't caused by lack of ability. It's caused by lack of clarity. Women leaders are often managing multiple priorities, filling in gaps others leave behind, absorbing pressure quietly, executing on goals they didn't help define. And when clarity is missing, execution turns into constant reacting, overcorrecting, doing more instead of doing better. Chaos isn't a personality flaw. It's usually a systems and focus issue. Here's the leadership truth we don't talk about enough. Execution without clarity is just motion. Before you act, you need to see clearly. Morning Strategy helps you pause long enough to ask, what am I actually trying to accomplish? What outcome matters most today? What would done well look like? Clarity doesn't slow you down. It prevents rework, burnout, and misaligned effort. And that pause, especially in the morning, is what separates calm execution from constant chaos. Let's get practical. Here's a simple framework you can use to execute with clarity, starting each morning. Keycap 1: Define the outcome, not the activity. Instead of asking, what do I need to do today? Ask, what needs to be true by the end of today? Leaders think in outcomes. Executors stuck in chaos think in tasks. Keycap 2: Identify the one priority that anchors everything else. Not everything is equal, no matter how urgent it feels. Ask, if only one thing moves forward today, which one creates the most impact? This priority becomes your anchor. Everything else supports it, or waits. Keycap 3: Decide what you will not do today. This is where clarity turns into power. What can be delegated, deferred, simplified, left undone without guilt? Execution improves dramatically when you stop overcommitting. Let's name a few patterns, because you might recognize yourself here. Saying yes to keep things moving. Taking ownership of problems that aren't yours. Over-preparing to avoid being questioned. Stepping in just this once, repeatedly. These habits come from competence and care, but they can quietly create chaos. Clarity-driven execution means trusting your judgment, your priorities, your right to lead, not rescue. When you execute with clarity, something shifts. You feel less rushed, more decisive, more present in conversations, more confident saying no, or not now. Your team feels it too. Clear execution creates calm leadership energy. And calm leadership? That's influence. As we close, here's your invitation for tomorrow morning. Before you jump into action, ask yourself, what does executing well actually require today? Not more effort. Not more hours. But more clarity. Because when women leaders execute with clarity instead of chaos, they don't just get things done. They lead with authority, intention, and impact. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who's carrying a lot and leading anyway. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.